Hello foodies, welcome back to the Raina's Kitchen. So I've been getting a lot of requests for these festival recipes, so we're gonna get festive today, so stay tuned. All right, let's dive right in. So I am going to start by sifting my flour. I'm using 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And just, sifting your flour helps promote consistency within the recipe and it get out those large lumps and clumps, and this will basically give you a more accurate measurement. So that's where I'm starting right here. All right, so I'm adding my sugar. It's about 1/4 cup of sugar. And then I'm gonna add my cornmeal, about 1/4 cup of cornmeal. All of this is, you can modify your ingredients as you go. I'm using about a tablespoon of, this is baking powder. Definitely need that or your flour is going to be tough like rockstone. It's going to taste like boiled dumpling instead of festival or fried dumpling. All right, I'm using 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Like I said, you can modify. This is just a guide and this is what I'm using in this recipe. Just whisking everything together. And if you're interested in my kitchen tools, I get a lot of requests and inquiries about what kitchen tools or where do I get my kitchen tools. They're all on my Amazon storefront. The whisk, the measuring cup, everything, it's there. And I'll definitely leave the link in my description box. You can click on that. All right, so I have about 1 cup of water. You might not need the full cup, but it's in the measuring cup for the 1 cup. So probably about 3/4 to a cup is what I'll be using. I did drop about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract in there. And I'm gonna also just put some gloves on because it's so much easier to knead the flour with my gloves on, so it makes it a lot easier, but it's up to you, whatever, however you want to do it. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna use the water to just form the dough. It's gonna help me do that. And just pour and basically just until everything just starts, the dough starts to form. Like I said, with the festival, you don't want it tight like when you're kneading dumplings, so I'm not gonna knead it. I'm just basically see, I'm just grabbing everything and just pulling it together, but you don't need it because you don't want it tight. You want it to stay nice and loose and fluffy. All right, so that's basically what I'm doing. And then it doesn't even take 2 minutes to knead it. But you want it sticky because I'm gonna actually dust my cutting board. You can use a cutting board or you can use your counter, a plate, whichever, with some flour. But you definitely want it sticky. When you ask the ladies at Elsher, how come all on a festival tastes the same? It's the consistency of water to the dough and the stickiness, but I think they put the Elsher water in the flour anyway. So all right, so just cover it up for like at least 15 minutes with a wet hand towel or whatever you have you can cover it with, and let it rest for 15 minutes while my pot is actually heating up over there. It's on medium heat. You want your flour to like I said, rest, so it's a lot more manageable when it rests. But my oil is heating up like low to medium heat. If you're using a deep fryer, probably around 300 degrees in your deep fryer. I'll use my deep fryer sometimes, just depends on the quantity. All right, so I'm dusting the cutting board right here. And then like I said, it's because the dough is sticky, you're gonna definitely need some flour. Okay. All right, and there it is. See, it's nice and airy, not tight. Just gonna put this on the cutting board. And shout out to Fat Boy Woodworks for sending me this beautiful cutting board. You can actually find him on Instagram at Fat Boy Woodworks. And yeah, he can make anything you send him. All right, and so there it is, just rolling away. And like I said, you can roll it in your hand. With the festival, you know, just flat it and make it flat, press it out. It doesn't have to, it's gonna, you know, swell up anyway. So, but that's basically it. So see how simple and easy this process was. I know it looks complicated by looking at it. You're thinking, wow, make some festival probably take a lot. It does not. So just jump in the kitchen. You can, you know, try different things and see what work out for you, and come up with the, you know, with your own little ideas, and creativity is what this does for you. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna move these to a plate, which will make it a lot easier to just drop them in the oil. And this cutting board, the colors, this is all food grade paint. So you don't have to worry about, okay, my paint is gonna get in my food. Everything is food safe graded. All right, so that's basically it. That's the other thing I tell you if you order one of these cutting boards, okay? And that's what I was saying. You can roll it on the cutting board if you don't want to roll it in your hands. Whichever will give you a nice, smooth shape. See how nice and smooth that is? And just flatten it out, and that's basically it. So I'm just going to show you a few more of these, and then I'm going to get everything over in the oil. All right, so I got about 13 of these festivals out of this mix, but you can make them bigger or smaller, whatever your preference is. So just get everything off the cutting board. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, just drop them in the oil, which is already heated. It's on probably about medium heat, preferably on the lower end of the medium, because you don't want to burn. You don't want the festival to fry or on the outside and then it's raw on the inside, okay? Yes, I always get this question, what type of oil do I fry my festival plantain? I use vegetable oil. It's very frying friendly. I don't use coconut oil to fry, because coconut oil will burn at a certain temperature, and then, well, it cannot handle the heat. It's gonna start boiling over and just give you a lot of work. In the end, you have to be cleaning up, because yeah, if this is coconut oil, it'll start boiling over once it gets too hot. So I don't use coconut oil. I tried it once in my deep fryer and it was a mess. All right, so just use vegetable oil. If you like olive oil or canola oil, or you know, whatever, grapeseed oil, avocado oil, any oil of your choice, it's up to you. And what I also love about these festivals, to reheat them like the next day, just put them in the oven for like 10 minutes. Don't throw them away. Don't put them in the microwave. They reheat like at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Comes back out perfect all the time. All right, and once the festival starts to, see, they're floating already. So you know they're almost, the inside is basically almost ready. That's how I always determine, hey, they're floating. Same thing with when I'm boiling dumpling. I was like, okay, as soon as the dumplings start floating, no, say it cook. So same thing with these. They're not heavy anymore. They're starting to lighten up, so they start floating to the top. All right, so see how, then I just put a little heat on it and give it some color and just remove them. And that's basically it. Nice and golden brown. Festival pairs up great with jerk chicken, fish, fried fish, brown stew fish, you know, anything you want to put it with, or just eat them by themselves. People, you know, you can eat it with some salt fish, steamed fish, anything. And I actually have all those recipes if you scroll down on my channel. And there it is. Look how beautiful that looks. All right, so I went ahead and paired this up with the festival, brown stew fish, some plantain, and there is my pear. That's not an avocado. That's a big, nice pear. All right. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.